Zombie Apocalypse.
How's it going, everybody? This is Todd Drabo. Hope you're having another great day, and welcome back to another video. Alright, so it's time for me to give another life update. In this series, I'll talk about everything that's been happening with me outside of YouTube, along detailing all the new content that I plan on releasing here on my YouTube channel in the very near future. And boy, let's just say it has been a very eventful last couple months. A lot of good and also a lot of bad. And we're going to start obviously with the elephant in the room, and that is Hurricane Ida. Let me just tell you, I've been through a lot of very bad storms in my life, especially Superstorm Sandy. That was really the worst one that I can remember prior to this one, especially since there were a lot of downed trees in my area after the storm had ended. But this has got to be up there as one of the worst, and also the very first one that I've actually experienced a flooding in person. Last Wednesday night, obviously, it was very scary because it was at a time where Hurricane Ida was starting to make its entrance, and the worst part about that, you know, it was not just here. It was also parts of New York, parts of Newark as well, places that you rarely ever see flooding that, where it was completely flooded, all the streets and all of that. And the very same happened here at my hometown in Springfield. We were close by to the Rahway River, so I can imagine that's exactly where most of the flooding was coming from here on our street. It was like really bad. Like literally, I couldn't even see the streets at all. The entire street was covered with water, dirty water especially, so you couldn't even drive through it as well. The basement and the garage area was completely flooded as well, and parts of our cars were flooded as well. You know, I thought that we were going to lose the cars as well, and it was just a very scary moment, especially since it was something that I've never even witnessed in my entire life before. I really thought it was going to get a whole lot worse, and trust me, it was very bad. I thought that if it had gotten any higher, we probably would have lost power altogether, and it would have been much worse. But you know, obviously the big question here is how are we doing since, and obviously the good thing is that me, my dad, and my family, we're doing okay. Obviously there was a lot of damage that was done. However, the very next night when the storm had left, it looked like a bomb had obviously just went off. There was a lot of stains on the streets. There was also a lot of garbage and a whole lot of debris as well. I mean, it looks very, very bad. I mean, there were even a lot of stalled cars. There were a lot of damaged cars as well. I mean, it really looked like a complete war zone, and not just in my hometown, especially when I was driving as well on the highway. There were stalled cars like literally everywhere, and it was just very bad. And it was really bad here in our house as well. I mean, we had completely lost hot water as a result of the storm, so unfortunately we have to deal with having cold water in our house until, you know, all the warm water comes back. And also we used to have a washing machine down in the basement. We completely lost that, unfortunately, so we have to use the laundry mat, unfortunately, until we can find a replacement for that. And yeah, I mean, it was just absolutely horrible. I mean, we lost quite a bit of things as a result of the storm, but you know, obviously fortunate thing is it wasn't any worse than it was, because somehow we still managed to have power. I mean, just imagine if we have lost that, or if the cars ended up being completely dead from the storm, then it would have been a whole lot worse. And trust me, I really have no idea how we would have been able to do it. But you know, obviously it wasn't just me and my family, it was a whole lot of other people. Like I said, you know, New Jersey and New York are two places where you will rarely ever see flooding. The fact that we actually had that Wednesday and a very disastrous levels, I mean, it was such a thing that I've never seen before in my life. And obviously, you know, you can't count out Louisiana, who suffered the worst of it as well. But you know, it was such a traumatic experience, and you know, my thoughts are with everybody that has suffered here from Hurricane Ida. I know there are a lot of people out there that probably suffered worse than we did, and probably have lost family members as a result of it. They lost their homes entirely. I mean, it was such a very bad storm. So yeah, obviously my condolences are going out to everybody. I send my prayers to them, and you know, here's to hoping that we don't have another storm like this again for the rest of the year. I mean, we're doing all right. However, it's going to take us a while for everything to get back to normal, and you know, here's to hoping that we do not have another storm like this again for the rest of the year, and hopefully within the very near future. However, so far that has not affected my experience when it comes to my new job at the New Jersey Symphony Orchestra. As you all know, previously I recently started a marketing coordinator position there at the NJSO, a job that I've been working so hard to get for such a long time, ever since I finished college, and so far I have enjoyed my experience there. It has been absolutely wonderful. In the 3 weeks that I've been there so far, I have actually adapted to the environment very quickly, and you know, so far it's just been an enjoyable experience. The staff was amazing. I even got to go to a concert in Blanchbrook Park that they did for free for the staff, and and a few other people that went there as well. I believe there was like around like 1,500 people there that attended it, and it's just been so much fun as well. But it only gets even better because concert season for us starts very next month on October 8th, and I cannot wait for that experience to happen. And I really hope to see many of you there as well because it is a very fun thing. I'm really looking forward to getting to be a part of it. And this was my deadline. Right around this time was supposed to be my deadline to find a media job, or else I was going to have to find a different career path. And somehow I managed to get it. And so obviously the fact that I'm here now getting to live my dream and hopefully try to expand out in that for future opportunities in the near future, it's been an enjoyable experience. And like I said before, I cannot thank everybody for all the help to be able to get me to this point. And I'm just enjoying it so far, and I'm really looking forward to what the future brings for me at the NJSO. And so far I'm just loving it. I'm having really the time of my life there. And finally, obviously one of the big things that's happening right now, this video is being released on the 20th anniversary of 9/11. Obviously perhaps one of the worst days in the history of the United States of America. And the fact that I'm even doing this video on 9/11 really gives me a lot of chills because I barely even remember anything from that day, particularly with what I was doing. And to be honest with you, I don't even want to remember what I did there at all. When the Twin Towers went down that day, it was like something had completely rocked America. The spirit of our country had went completely down. And looking back on that, obviously, it was probably a very traumatic experience for everybody that did remember it. And even though I was alive for it, the fact that I only remember vividly some of what happened that day compared to right now, it really hit me just like it did with everybody that remembers that day. And it was such a very traumatic experience for all of our country. And now here we are 20 years later, and obviously this is a time to remember everybody that we lost that day in 9/11 as well. Obviously this is something that we do every single year since that day, and here we are 20 years later, and I really feel like this year it brings a lot more significance now than it did before. And this is a time really to celebrate the lives that we lost that day and just really remember the spirit of America, because obviously without those people we would not be here right now getting to enjoy doing what we love to do. All of our military servicemen, all of our policemen, our firefighters, 9/11 was a day that really rocked America and pretty much changed the way our country was forever. But as always, as a country, we managed to find a way forward, and here we are. And I bet you 20 years later we're still trying to find a way forward. But I can tell you right now, it was such a rewarding experience back then. So obviously, as I do this video on 9/11, the key thing here is that we remember everybody that we lost on 9/11 20 years ago today, and that's really the most important thing. My condolences are still out to everybody that lost family members that day, and here's to hoping that the spirit of our country is never broken, because we are the United States of America, and that is something that we are very proud to be a part of. 9/11 is a day that we will never forget. Ever. Alright, now with that out of the way, it's time for me to discuss all the content that I plan on releasing in the near future. And there's a little bit of new things that I'm planning to do with my content, and maybe some things that I'm thinking about changing as well. And one of them is with my hauling games. Now obviously I usually do them at the very end of each month, discussing all the games. However, I have not seen a whole lot of traction come out of my videos there when it comes to that series, and I don't really know why. Maybe it's because I'm giving too lengthy of descriptions there. Maybe I'm making the videos too long, so I'm thinking about pushing pause on those videos for now. I mean, I want to keep doing video game collecting. I still plan on doing that, but maybe the videos there, maybe they need to take a break from them, because I don't know, it just haven't been gaining that much traction. I mean, I want to ask you, obviously, do you think I should continue to do it? I mean, let me know in the comments. Let me see what you think that I can change when it comes to those videos. I definitely like to see exactly what I can do to make those videos better, and so I just want to hear from you. So obviously let me know in the comments what you think of my hauling game series so far, and what you think about it. And so we'll see exactly what happens with that series in the near future. But I do not have plans on stopping video game collecting anytime soon. I still plan on continuing to do that. And speaking of video games, I have quite a bit of plans actually when it comes to video game content. In fact, in the month of October, I'm thinking about making all my videos particularly about video gaming. And I have a lot of videos, particularly when it comes to like GameStop, or like the origins of like game collecting and all of that stuff. And obviously we're getting close to the release of the brand new Call of Duty, and a lot of that with this rivalry with Battlefield, and even discussing some of my favorite video games as well. So stay tuned for next month. I got quite a bit of content that I'm thinking about doing when it comes to video gaming as well. And so I think you might enjoy it for those that are gamer friends just like I am. I'm also thinking about doing new top 5 videos as well. I haven't done a top 5 in, I don't know, a little while. Obviously, I'm thinking about doing one when it comes to restaurants, or maybe some things that have happened this year that are memorable or something like that. And I also got a few random thoughts as well. Obviously, one of them obviously with GameStop, like I just mentioned, and even some other stuff as well, and some things that have been happening in my life. So, I do plan on releasing more of those along with some top 5s. And like I said, I got a life vlog that I'm trying to think about doing. Obviously that being a work vlog, right? Like I said, when I was talking about how I got the NJSO job, I was been thinking a little bit about doing a work vlog if I can get permission to do it. Obviously, I might need a little more time to be able to get adapted to the setting of it first, and then obviously I gotta ask for permission first. But like I said, if it comes around and there's a possibility that I can do it, and I get permission to do it, I would definitely like to do a work vlog, so that way I can let you guys see exactly what I do there at the NJSO, and give you a little bit of an early peek about what we do to help make all of our concerts and events happen. So like I said before, what do you guys think? You like to see something like that? I definitely think it would be something that would be very intriguing. So let me know down in the comments, and I'll see exactly what I can do to try to see if I can do a work vlog in the near future for my job at NJSO. It will take a while of asking, but obviously it's something that I have in my mind, so let me know down in the comments. So yeah, let's say there's been a lot that has happened lately. Like I said, it's been a lot good and a lot bad, but the fortunate thing is that we're doing it right, but it's going to take a while for me and my family to be able to really figure everything out here after what happened with Hurricane Ida. And obviously I'm enjoying my experience here in NJSO, but like I said, 9/11, 20 years to the day now. Obviously today is really an important day to reflect and remember all the lives that we lost at 9/11. And as we end this video, obviously the most important thing is that we send our condolences and our prayers to everybody that was lost in 9/11, especially with their families, and more importantly that we managed to keep the fighting spirit of America growing. So here's to remembering those that we lost here in 9/11. As always, never forget. That being said, that's gonna do it for another video. I do plan on doing one more life vlog before the year is out. I'm probably gonna be doing it around my birth weekend sometime in November. I am planning on doing one more life vlog, so we'll see what happens then on that one in November. And like I said, I got a whole lot more content going on in the near future, so please make sure just be subscribed to my channel so that way you know when my latest video is released. And as always, be sure to comment below for future suggestions for all my videos, whether it's vlogs, projects, or challenges, you name it. Be sure to leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to make them. And as always, follow me on my social media. All the links are in the description below. That's gonna do it for another video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope everybody is having a great day. I hope to see you all next week in another video. Have a great day, everybody.